The Kings lost to the Mavericks, and now the Kings are in a lot of trouble. They go into this offseason with a massive cap bill. They have an aging DeMar DeRozan, an aging Zach LaVine, aging Domantas Sabonis, and no real depth on this team. They're in a lot of trouble. And Sabonis has been outspoken this offseason since being eliminated and has basically said they need a point guard. I feel that they should have worked with De'Aaron Fox a little bit more to try and bring him back and try and make him happy, but instead they brought in Zach LaVine and they tried something new. So this offseason, we're going to try and run it back with as many pieces as we can. Maybe not DeMar DeRozan, maybe just Zach LaVine and Sabonis, and maybe get a point guard in. And then if that doesn't work, next offseason, we're trading Sabonis. So let's see how things go. Let's see how the NBA thinks, or 2K thinks the NBA finals are going to shape out. Steph coming up against Tatum. So the Warriors go from the play-in all the way through, and the Celtics go back-to-back. Tatum gets a finals MVP. Okay, cool. So, player retirements. LeBron doesn't announce his retirement, but Chris Paul does. I feel like Chris Paul will go again. NBA lottery. So this is going to be important because actually, no, it's not going to be important because our pick is going to go to Atlanta there at number 14. I think it's lottery protected. I think it might be top 12 protected, but I think we're going to lose it unless we jump up, and we do lose it. So it's gone. So we don't have a first round pick this year either, which is going to be rather unfortunate. And Doug Christie, I don't know. I don't feel like he has the team. We're just going to do something I don't really do too often, and we're going to fire him from the start. And we're going to try and bring in someone new. Nate McMillan would be really good. James Borrego would actually be kind of underrated, I think. Is there anyone else here? I know a couple guys did get fired, but I don't think this 2K list has actually been updated yet. So they might not actually be here. Okay, let's see if we get one of those. Okay. Both get blocked. Okay, so now we come to the hard part. Do we just kind of go with... Damn, I really want Borrego, but yeah, he's going to get blocked. Damn, okay. Yeah, I don't actually know. I guess we can try and do a Jacob Underwood or Michael Staffer for a season, but these guys are 2K generated. They're not actually real. So we bring in Jacob Underwood. He can just be around for a season, and we can see what we can get with that. So now let's go to the NBA draft. This is going to be important because do we want to try and do a big trade now? Not getting Joel Embiid. Who are some point guards that we could potentially bring in that are earning decent money but not crazy money? This might be difficult. This might be very difficult. Like, could Trae Young want out of Atlanta? I don't think they're going to be willing to take on Zach LaVine or DeRozan though. LaMelo Ball could be interesting. No, we're not getting Jalen Brunson. We're not getting like any of these guys at all. Yeah, this is going to be harder than I thought. Jamal Murray. Bring back Halliburton. That could be fun. Alvarado. Cade Cunningham. Emmanuel Quickly. Van Vliet could be... Nah, I don't think so. Okay, so maybe we wait till after... Anthony Simons could be kind of fun. Could we do like an Anthony Simon for DeMar DeRozan? Like, who do they have at the small forward? Tamani Kamara. Okay, probably not then. Yeah, I don't think we should mess with the Blazers. Jordan Poole. Okay. Let's just see if we can maybe use Malik Monk in a trade, which could be interesting. That might be the way we get a point guard in the door. Okay, so we don't have anyone else really on that we can try and get a pick for. What if we trade finder DeRozan? Does that come up with anything good? Vucevic, Hunter, Jalen Wells. We have to do a Bulls rebuild as well, which is going to be very fun to do. Cole Anthony and Goga. That's not actually the worst option in the world. I don't hate this. Like, could we revitalize Cole Anthony's career a little bit? Can we get a good backup center? We can maybe flip Valanciunas. Gafford and Christie could be cool. Aaron Gordon, Toppin. Okay, so we get pick 8 and we get CJ McCollum. Can CJ run the point guard though? I don't think so. Pick 8 does sound really nice. So Ron Holland, Lou Dort, Rob Dillingham, and DiVincenzo. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to try and go for Rob Dillingham, but instead of DiVincenzo, I'm going to try and get Jalen McDaniels, and we'll throw in Malik Monk as well. So we get a point guard, and we get a new small forward. We can play Keegan Murray at the power forward. Do we maybe throw Valanciunas in here too to try and boost this up a little bit? I feel like this could be an interesting trade. I don't think the Timberwolves fans would love this, but let's see what they... Okay. Maybe we paid overs for those two guys. I actually really rate that pick. Okay, that trade is dope. I was happy with that. Okay, so let's take a couple players here. Let's take JT Toppin, and then we have another pick and a couple picks. So we'll take Rocco Zikarsky too. Wow. Okay, we made a big splash. Maybe this keeps Sabonis happy. I know Dillingham might develop a little bit. Let's bring all these guys back, and then we're gonna have to. We don't actually have to pay anyone. Okay, is there any free agents actually before we move on to looking for trades? Okay, Trey Lyles, Doug McDermott, Markelle Fultz. Hey, I'll bring Markelle Fultz back for the minimum. I'm fine with that. But then we'll renounce the rights on everyone else. Yep, cool. Okay, so let's clear this cap sheet. And let's look what we're working with. So I feel like to make Sabonis happy, the Kings would make a big move like that. Keon Ellis, we're going to slide you back to the shooting guard. You go up 2 as a small forward though. You should be the backup small forward. That might be actually kind of cool. Maybe the backup shooting guard. And then Dillingham and Carter might be fun. So we need a backup center, and then we should be good. So do we have any money? We don't have much money at all. Okay. What do we have on the trade table? So not too much. We need a backup power forward as well. Okay. I'd rather maybe just sign a backup power forward. Yabusele here could be kind of good. Yeah, let's go Yabusele. Let's try and sign him to a 2-year deal. And then we'll go for a backup center as well. So Yabusele's in, and then backup center. I guess Kevon Looney kind of works. He doesn't have any offers. So let's try and sign Kevon Looney for 2 years. And he signs. Cool. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. We made a big splash, and hopefully Kings fans would be happy with the splash that we made. I know trading Malik Monk's not fun, but I feel like this team is going to be hopefully good next year. So Keegan Murray's down 1. Jaden McDaniels is up 2. Zach LaVine's down. Yabusele's down. I still think this team might be good next year, but we might have to make another splash. And if we fail next year, Sabonis either gets traded or Zach LaVine gets traded. And I'd rather keep Sabonis. So let's see how this season goes. Okay, we're 26 and 25 here at the trade deadline. And in the trade finder for Zach LaVine, Devin Booker is available for trade. We can move him back to the shooting guard spot and probably be way more competitive. Is that even... That's not realistic at all. There was also Trae Young for Zach LaVine, which I kind of really want to do. Part of me really wants to just pull this trade, but he's contracted for 1 more year, so... Oh, man. Like Jaden Ivey and Tobias Harris would also be kind of fun. Like we can get rid of that contract at the end of the year. Jaden Ivey's just going to keep getting better. We have to pay him though. I kind of want to do this Devin Booker trade, man. I kind of really want to do this Devin Booker trade. We have to give up Devin Carter too. Darren Fox is there. So Zach LaVine for Devin Booker. Or do we just mix it up and do something a bit different? I've never got Jaden Ivey before. And I don't really trade for Trae Young all too often. Oh, I actually don't know. We have to give up a 2027 first. I think we're doing it. I honestly think we're doing it. I don't think we need to do this first. But maybe they'd want it. That's why. Okay. 2K is just frozen. Okay, they want that pick. Okay. Okay. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, man. I did it. I did the thing. We traded Zach LaVine at the deadline. Yeah. And Devin Carter's going to flip over to the shooting guard position. And our team has just changed. So Trae Young, Keon Ellis, Jaden McDaniels, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, Carter, Dillingham, Yabusele, LaRavia, Kevon Looney. That is a blockbuster trade and a half. Where is... Sorry, I'll look at the season stats quickly. As for right now, Trae Young is going crazy. So we have to pay him at the end of the year, and hopefully we can afford him. Otherwise, that would have been the biggest mistake of my life. Rob Dillingham's playing really well. Keegan Murray's playing really well. Jalen McDaniels isn't doing too bad. Let's look at the NBA standings. Where are the Hawks are a 6th seed. Why did they just trade Dyson, Zach? Actually, that kind of works with Zach LaVine. Dyson Daniels and Reese Shea can kind of be the defensive pillars. I actually kind of rate that for them. Okay, I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Hopefully we can do better than what we are right now. 26 and 25. So we ended up as the 9th seed, which I'm not too happy about, to be honest. Shea MVP, Rookie of the Year Cooper Flag, Tyler Hero 6th Player of the Year, Depoy Walker Kessler, Evan Mobley Most Improved, and Clutch Player goes to Shea. Chris Finch is the Coach of the Year. So the Timberwolves did really well. Do we get any... we get Trae Young here. I was trying to think what team we're on for a second there. And we get Sabonis, so... Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Okay, we are the 9th seed, and we're going to take on the Warriors, which actually has me a little bit scared. So I'm going to drop this straight to an 8-man rotation, and obviously it's going to mess up everything a little bit. Yeah, we'll play... I guess we'll play Yabusele. Yeah, it's kind of do or die. Let's see what happens. Let's simulate this. We can't trade Sabonis now. We have a point guard for him. Maybe he sees the vision. Maybe he sees the future and what we might achieve next year. All we need is to fix up some of the bench pieces and we might be good. So we win the first one and now we're taking on the Lakers. So let's see. Can we reset this a little bit? They want to play Carter over Ellis. I kind of want to start Ellis. The Lakers they still have Luka and LeBron. And they have Clint Capella and Brook Lopez now. Interesting. I did not mean to simulate that, but we won. Okay, now we draw the first-seeded Timberwolves, who we traded DeRozan to. So DeRozan's there. They have Jakob Poeltl. Do they still have some of the guys we traded them? Who else did we trade them? Malik Monk and Valanciunas. They don't have them at all. Okay, so taking on the first seed of Timberwolves. Let's see what happens. We win game 1. We win game 2. We lose game 3. And we lose game 4. Okay, so now it's an even series. It's anyone's game, kind of. Let's switch out Keon Ellis for Devin Carter. Should have switched their minutes, but it's fine. We lose game 5 and we lose game 6. Okay, so we took them to 6 at least. I think next year could be a good year. So Shea can over against Tatum and... Shea and OKC win. So they stop a 3P for the Celtics, which is crazy. I never see that at all. Lots of retirees, lots of good players. We'll just let all these guys retire. It's fine. I actually don't think KD would retire. And I mean, Paul George still has a massive contract. I don't think he would either. Neither would Jimmy. There's a few guys that wouldn't retire out of that class. So draft lottery. I don't think we own our first round pick this year. I could be wrong. We aren't there at all. Okay, so let's see what happens. We get our pick there at 17. Okay, so staff signing. Do we risk it and try and bring in? Yeah, I think we have to bring in someone better. Not better, but someone that might actually win us something. So let's offer Kid. Let's offer Missoula. Let's offer. Maybe yeah, Will Hardy might be fun. Greg Popovich. Hello. Yes. I never see him become a free agent. Kenny Atkinson. Sure. Mark Dagnott. Sure. Oh, I did not mean to do that. We're on the Hornets now. Let me go out of that. There we go. Okay, we have 6 offers out. Let's see if we get someone. We get Kenny Atkinson or Jason Kidd. Ooh. I kind of want to go for Jason Kidd. Yeah, we're doing it. We're getting Jason Kidd in. Wow. Big acquisition. Massive acquisition. Even though he might be part of the Luka trade, and I hate that, it's a huge acquisition. So let's see who goes number 1 overall. AJ goes number 1 overall. Number 2 overall. They're trading it for Joel Embiid and Paul George. The Knicks just did that. Wow. And they take Cameron Boozer. Philly take Cameron Boozer. Darren Peterson goes to OKC. So OKC have a bunch of picks, which is kind of scary, not gonna lie. Okay, so we can take I kind of like the idea of taking Malik Thomas. I might take Jalen Harrelson here. And then let's also take Deron Reed. I know a little bit about him from Alabama. And I also think we should take Donald Humphries. Sure, don't know much about him, but from Texas, 6'7", small forward. Cool. All right. So moving into rookie signing, make sure all those guys are signed. Team player options. We're going to bring everybody back. We have to pay Trae Young. If we can't afford Trae Young, I'm actually going to be so mad. We have to also bring back, I guess we'll qualify for Isaac Jones, but Laravia and Keegan Murray as well. Wow. Okay, so this is huge. We do have rights over Trae Young, which is great. He's an unrestricted free agent though. So let's offer Trae Young, let's say like a 3-year with a player option, and let's see if we can bring this down to 45. Yeah, 3-year with a player option on the end. Can we back end it or front? No. Let's just pay it flat, and that might be a good contract for him. Okay, so let's renounce the rights on Markelle Fultz and Isaac Jones, and I'm going to try and keep all 3 of these guys. So Trae Young is coming back, which is lovely to see. Keon Ellis wants a little bit of money. I'll happily give him a 3-year, $15 million contract. Keegan Murray wants about the same. Let's overpay him slightly for 4 years. And Jake Laravia, let's see if you would do... I guess we could just offer him just under 10. Okay. We get all those guys back. Crazy. Okay, cool. Can we sign them all? We do. All right. So this team is going to be very interesting next year because Dillingham's going to keep progressing. He might be a 6-man. Trae Young's going to be a starter. Keon Ellis and Devin Carter are going to be this rotation. Did we trade Devin Carter for something else? Maybe another shooting guard? Or is Keon Ellis going to be the starter? I don't know. McDaniels has been great. Laravia is backing him up. He had a good year last year. That's a really good year last year. Keegan Murray, yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's shooting 41% from 3. Sabonis. Maybe we can use Yabusele. Maybe we can use... I don't even know. Who's a free agent that's in the power forwards right now? Aaron Wiggins wouldn't be too bad. Why is he playing power forward, actually? Didn't even look at that. Jovic too. Let's see if we can get a backup center. So let's throw... Who's on like good money? If we throw maybe JT Toppin and Kevon Looney in there, let's see if we can get a backup center. That can help us a little bit. Just a lot of draft picks, really. Yeah, unfortunately, just some backups. Jock Landale's probably not the guy we want. Okay, let's let's build a quick trade. Let's see who's out there actually on the center market that isn't earning too much money that might actually come in. Mo Wagner actually could be interesting as a backup center. I don't want to get Zach Edey or anyone like that. Khalil Ware could be interesting from the Heat. They have Kadeem Malak who might come in. He could actually be flipped to the power forward spot. We can have Keegan Murray come off the bench. I actually don't hate that. What's his... Okay, let's see if we can build something. Do we throw in Harrelson? 17 overall pick. Maybe we keep him. We can throw Donald Humphreys in here. We can throw... Okay, that's a good small forward rotation. Let's throw Yabusele in here too. And then we can also throw in JT Toppin. So that's some value. That's some value to them for Khalil Ware. And let's also throw in like a lottery protected pick next year. I don't know if they'd agree to this. It's just a small package for Khalil Ware. They have Kadeem Malak developing behind him. They agree. Okay, so now I'm going to flip him over to... I guess he could be the backup center. Yeah, I guess he can be the backup center. So now we need to just quickly find a backup power forward and finesse another team. So let's throw in Kevon Looney. Let's throw in... I guess we can throw in Rocco as well. Let's just find someone really cheap. Earning close to nothing or just a small amount. Like Precious wouldn't be too bad. Muhammad Guy might not be too bad. TJ Salon. I don't know if any of these guys will actually be traded. Vanderbilt might not be too bad. It might be a little bit out of our price range. I don't hate going for Vanderbilt. He could be someone just like a defensive piece off the bench. Some of these other guys are just earning a little bit too much money, which is rather unfortunate. Bobby Clintman, Koa Pete, Colomari Boyles, Bryson Tilley, Justin Champagny could be okay. Yeah, there's not really too many options. Let's just see if we can grab Vanderbilt. I think we're a little bit too far out. 6 mil over. Okay, so we need someone around 6 mil. That might be a bit difficult actually. We can try and trade for Champagny. I don't think he's going to be a great option for this team. Maybe we try and get... Who was the other guy I was thinking about? We could probably match Derek Jones Jr. money. Or we can maybe try and get... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe... Okay, let's go back and try and get... Do we want Derek Jones Jr.? Let's try and get Derek Jones Jr. How much money do we need? 6 mil. Oh. Harrelson would be that. And I don't really want to give up Harrelson or Reed. Okay. Is there anyone we can sign in free agency instead? There actually was. So lucky we didn't make any trades. I guess we can take Aaron Wiggins. He's not a bad option in this situation. Let's just pay him 6 mil and he agrees to sign. Okay, I'm happy with this. Year 2 we're coming up to. Hopefully we can make a splash in the playoffs. Sabonis is down slightly. Trae Young. Everyone else is kind of coming up. So we're a very balanced team. I don't think we're stopping at the deadline this year. If we don't make it this year, I will trade Sabonis at the end of the year. And then we can run it back one more year. But let's just see what happens. Okay, so for some reason, my recording software has literally just not let me edit the last clip that I recorded. So I lost the whole postseason and we lost pretty much everything else. So yeah, everything else from the trade deadline. What we did at the trade deadline though, or the trade deadline, the offseason, was we traded for Cam Thomas. We traded Keon Ellis and a few picks and stuff to get Cameron Thomas. I'm pretty sure the last postseason we got Khalil Ware and those guys. OKC won it all last year, so there's that. I don't want to start this video again because I feel like we've built a pretty decent team right here, right now. So yeah, we're just gonna have to play this last season out and see how things go. So this is the squad we're gonna be rolling with. I think it's good enough to win a championship. I think if we're bad, we might sub Murray out for Khalil Ware, but I think we're just going to run it and see how things go. And I'll see you guys at the end of our last season in charge. Okay, looking back on last season as well, I won Coach of the Year. Jason Kidd won Coach of the Year. We won 60 games and we lost in the second round. So I just wanted to let you guys know that happened as well. So I've changed some positions around, and we're going to try and get Mitchell Robinson as a backup center because Quinton Post really isn't doing much. So they can't afford to take on Quinton Post as well. They can't even afford to take on Dusty Pickett. Okay, let's just throw in like not a first. Let's throw in like a few seconds to get this done, just so we have a good backup center on the books. 3 seconds and Jake LaRavia for Mitchell Robinson. They don't even agree. I'll throw in 4 seconds. They don't agree. How about 5 seconds? They don't agree. Okay. Mr. Robinson, man. I guess you're a first round pick candidate. They don't agree. For Jake LaRavia, a young guy. Dude, this is probably the last trade we're gonna, there we go. Last trade we're gonna do in the video. All right, so we reset this a little bit. So it's gonna be Trae Young, Cam Thomas, Jalen McDaniels, Khalil Ware, Sabonis, Carter, Dillingham, Mitchell Robinson, Wiggins, and Keegan Murray off the bench. So actually really like the look of this team. Hopefully we can win a championship. I would love to win a championship for the Kings. We're a 4-star balanced. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. I'll see you guys once we hit the postseason. And this time, hopefully, my recording software doesn't freak out. So these elimination rebuilds are going to be teams that are in the playoffs or play-ins and get eliminated. So we've got a Bulls one coming up next. And then either the Grizzlies or Mavs or the Hawks and Heat after as well. And then as the playoffs progress, the teams get eliminated. I'll do rebuilds on them. But the playoff ones, no, sorry, the postseason rebuilds are for the teams that are entering the lottery and trying to rebuild. So they're going to be a little bit different. I might change them up on my channel a little bit so they look a bit different. And then we're going to continue some of the fantasy rebuilds as well once this postseason stuff is done. So Wemby MVP, Rookie of the Year, Seaton Keita, Josh Giddey 6th Player of the Year, Depoy Wemby, Derek Queen Most Improved, Clutch Player LaMelo Ball, and Greg Popovich is the Coach of the Year. So do we get any Kings on any of these teams? It doesn't look like we do at all. Okay, that is crap. We are the 5th seed. So we dropped off a little bit last year. We were the 2nd seed last year. Cam Thomas came in and took over. Wow. Interesting stuff. There's all the stats for you guys. I want to have a look actually. Who is taking all the shots? Apparently Cam Thomas is a 99. I'd actually rather Trae Young take more majority of the shots. We can bring you down to like an 88. And your touch can be like an 88 too. Sabonis, yeah, I guess you can stay in 80. Khalil Ware will bring you up a little bit. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think I'd rather that. I don't know why. I just think I would. So what do they want to do? They want Wiggins over McDaniels. 2K is dumbass, man. Okay, we're just gonna run this. We're gonna see how things go. We're playing the Lakers in the first round. They have a pretty good team. I don't think Luka would ever play with Lou Dort on his team ever. But so Lakers win the first game. We win game 2. We win game 3. We lose game 4. We lose game 5. Okay, can we please? Let's just drop this down to an 8-man rotation. They really want to play Murray over Khalil Ware as well, which I don't know why 2K does this. Sometimes it just messes with your rotations. And we're going to give Cam Thomas more minutes too. I think Jalen McDaniels a little bit more. Okay. Can we please get past the Lakers? Otherwise, this is just a massive fail. And I don't know. This is a horrible way to end the video, to be honest. And it looks like we might be packing things up and going home. Yeah. Rough. No, we're not going to pack things up and go home. Since we ended the season and since we had that glitch in my recording software, we're going to go one more year. Zion coming up against Scotty Barnes, and Zion wins on the Pelicans. AJ Debanter is your finals MVP. Okay, we're going one more year. We're going one more year. Lots of retirees there. Draft lottery is going to be important. I don't think we're in our first round pick this year. I think it's going somewhere else. It's going to San Antonio. I don't know where it's going. That's fine. Okay, whatever. Staff signing, Jason Kidd is fine. NBA draft. Let's just see if we even have a draft pick this year. I don't think we do. We do actually. It was pick 24. Okay, I just couldn't see. Let's take Ted Payton here. Sure. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with this team. Rookie signing, sign him. Team player options. Let's bring back all these guys just so we can use them as trade pieces if we want. And we need to pay all these guys. Ouch. Okay, let's see what we can do. Sabonis also has to be brought back. So we'll bring back Sabonis on I guess we'll pay him $30 million for maybe 3 years. So $90 million all up. Rob Dillingham wants way too much money, man. Okay, so we'll make sure we sign Sabonis. Cool. Sabonis is signed. Okay. So now these other guys. I think Khalil Ware is going to be the most important one. He's going to start for us next year. So let's see if we can get him back. We'll also do 3 years, and we'll try and get him back on $26 million for 3 years. It would be nice if he does sign that. And he does. Okay, so Khalil Ware's back. Rob Dillingham wants just way too much money, man. Especially because he's not even going to be starting for us. Devin Carter is playing like a 6-man role. Both of them are restricted, so we should get them back if we don't pay them. But I guess we can just pay Devin Carter. Let's try and get it to 20 million over 3 years. That's a lot of money. And then we'll also try and get Rob Dillingham back for maybe we'll try and get down to 25 over 3. He's not going to accept that. 25 over 2, I guess. And both of them sign. And we bring both of them back. Okay, perfect. So Sabonis is down to an 82 overall. As a 32-year-old, I think I need to fix that. I think I need to bring him back up to like an 85 or 86. There's no way he's going to regress that quickly. Like, that's just stupid. Okay, let's go through the next season. I'm basically just going to run this thing back. I don't care. We're going to get to the postseason next year. And if we need to stop at the trade deadline to make some big trades, then we shall do that. But I'll update you guys once we do that. I'm going to make Sabonis like an 86 overall again because he would still be in his prime. Wemby is your MVP. Rookie of the Year goes to Hernandez. Nolan Traore, 6th Player of the Year. Depoy goes to Wemby. Elston Harrington, did we draft him and trade him? I don't remember. No, he was drafted by Boston. Okay, he is your most improved clutch player. Jason Tatum. Greg Popovich is your Coach of the Year. They went 72-10. That is nuts. Okay, I don't think we're getting past the Spurs. That is insane. We don't get any kings on any of these teams, unfortunately. And we are a 3 seed, so we have Houston in the first round, which is lovely. So we have over 50 wins in this season, which is nice. They're your points per game. They're your rebounds per game. They're your assists, which is cool. All right. So Houston, who do you have now? Demon, Green, Corey Kispert, Amon Thompson, Shengun, Whitmore. That's a very good team. I actually really rate that team. Good mix of shooting, good mix of bigs, good mix of defense. Can we just take it to... No, we don't. We get through in 6. Okay. Now we come up against the Timberwolves, who we always have trouble against. Can we just walk out of here with a series win? It doesn't look like it. Maybe in 6. We're going to a game 7. Okay. Let's see what happens here in a game 7 situation. Hopefully we just win. I think our team's better. I didn't even actually look who they have on the team still. We'll check that in just a moment. And we... Okay, 2K just absolutely hates me, apparently. Caden Boozer, Edwards, PJ Washington, they have a really good team. Jarris Walker as the center. Dude, what is this? What is this? 2K just hates me lately. I don't understand. I feel like we just built such a solid team as well. Sabonis, man, why do you regress so much in this game? Okay, well, drop your opinions and comments below on this team. I feel like we built such a fun team, but obviously not good enough to get through to the championship. and Anthony Edwards versus Will Riley on the Hornets, and the Timberwolves going to win it all. So guess we can't be too mad. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like it's time for the Kings to make some big changes. Wouldn't be surprised if they go into a full rebuild, but we just kind of tried to adjust this year and try to keep them on task. The Bulls one is going to be completely different. We're going to fully rebuild the Bulls. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That should be out in the next couple of days. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.